We want to have first of all, we want to have a view of Hannover Messe. We want to know what are the broad themes of Hannover Messe. How is Hannover Messe set up in 2020? And for that, I would like to ask Dr. Jochen Ckler on stage, CEO of Deutsche Messe AG, responsible for Hannover Messe. Dr. Jochen Ckler, it's your stage.
Dear Ambassador Havas, dear Christoph Berlin, it's every year a fantastic view. Dear journalists from Germany, from Europe, from all over the world, dear exhibitors, a warm welcome here in Hanover for the preview of Hannover Messe 2020. I would like to do the introduction in the next 15, hopefully not longer than 20 minutes, and I would like to convince you from the following fact. The world's leading industrial technology show will open our eyes to the opportunities and potential arising from innovative technologies, even larger volumes of data, growing awareness of climate protection. All of us every day, all of us every day feel, notice, recognize it. 4 megatrends are transforming the way we live, we work, and we are from the industry we manufacture. First, digitalization. Companies that want to remain competitive must embrace technologies such as AI, data analytics, IoT, platforms, and security. As a result of R&D, production and product sales become faster and efficient. We feel it also every day. Speed is in the air. Data is a fundamental commodity that enables new business models, AI, and customer relationships. And this morning I mentioned to Nora Okbukago, it's my great pleasure to do this now here at the 8th time in the responsibility, and many of you are quite longer here with us. And if you believe this megatrend digitalization, how quick these topics, AI, IoT, enter the Hannover Messe, no one could believe 5 years before. The second megatrend is individualization. More and more customers want customized products. And I feel it a bit that is a result of a highly developed society. If it's worthwhile or not, most of us would like to be individual and not standard. The manufacturers need solutions that enable the design, development, and assembly of such products. The goal is to find a way to do this in a profitable way. The third megatrend, even in the last year emerging in a dynamic we also could not imagine, that is climate protection. Society and politics demand that industry accept responsibility for climate change. The effort to produce CO2 neutral is expanding exponential at the moment. Climate-friendly production will be more and more a competitive advantage. And the fourth megatrend, I heard it when we discussed in our exhibitor board, that is demography. I'm still so keen to have so many visitors and exhibitors. And he mentioned to me, do you know in our society in the next 10 years, a baby boomer, when they are retired, for 2 engineers, we have 1 new engineer. And for 2 workers, we have 1 new workers. That's all demography, not democracy, demography. The demographic change. And the answer on this will also automation and IT. So we are not talking about factories without employees. We need this technology to be productive here in Europe and worldwide. As you can see, the world is embarking on a period of change like we haven't seen it in the past. And you could believe that I mention it now, Hannover Messe is more important than ever, because the only trade show that focuses on the entire industrial manufacturing process. And this is not done by us. We are only organizing the platform. This is done by these fantastic exhibitors that trust us to be here on the platform, and they show their innovation. And that focus on the whole industrial manufacturing process. Thanks to these exhibitors, we are able to have now, after 7 years, a new main theme. And this main theme is industrial transformation. Thanks to the diversity and expertise of its multi-industry exhibitor base and the new Lyceum Industrial Transformation, Hannover Messe is the trend barometer and innovation driver for a globally, digitally integrated industrial sector. The USP, and we are often asked why this Hannover Messe is still so large, why you have so many exhibitors. And it's quite simple. The USP of the Hannover Messe is the completeness and the interrelation of components, materials, solutions, and digital ecosystems. No other place in the world offers this big picture of the future for the industry. And that is great. You saw all the logos. There is no one company that offers the one and only solution for the global industry. The transformation of the industry will be driven by many players. Big ones, small ones, young, old companies from all over the world are exhibiting here. The Hannover Messe is the really Olympic Games for these innovation drivers. And it's not only the companies, it's we, it's you, it's the persons behind the CEOs, the design and development engineers, production, logistics, IT directors, supply chain, and energy managers competing on this Olympic Games in their sports against each other, benchmarking, or looking for the great performance of other sports. Within the new concept of Hannover Messe 2020, we have 8 key exhibition areas with more than 30 technology themes. The entire industrial sector is represented at Hannover Messe, so visitors can experience end-to-end production. More important than ever, it's not the single product, it's the end-to-end production. Supply processes from product development plus everything they need for new data-driven business models. I would not like to make it too complicated, but the logic behind you can see here on this display. If you have, for example, the area automation, motion and drive, you find behind technologies for drive technology or for robotics, for example. If you have the category energy solution, more important than ever, you find, for example, e-mobility infrastructure, electrical power technology, hydrogen fuel cells. If you have the new wording, we found digital ecosystems. In the digital ecosystems, you can learn all about cloud infrastructure, digital platforms, IT security, and predictive maintenance. That is the logic behind the new system we have. The display of our fantastic fairground shows all these major topics at one place. And therefore, once again, a great thank you for this new concept. We did it in a process for more than 2 years. We did it together with the associations. Thanks a lot to VDMA and Z4E, and we did it together with our clients, with the exhibitors. It was really a tough idea to make this new development after 20 years, but it was a great feeling that everyone mentioned if we would like to have this #1 industry fair fit for the future, we have to develop it, and if we have a transformation everywhere, it's a great slogan to do this with industrial transformation. But this is only the frame, that is the frame of the exhibition. But the reason to visit, that hopefully many visitors will join us in April, is every time the content. So content is still the champion. Content is the reason to visit. No one is going to Hanover because there is a nice topic. It's the content. And now I would like to show you some main contents you can expect in April. First one, and that is really the truth, and we feel it so strong in these days. The key driver of the industrial transformation is data. The amount of data in the industry is rising to gigantic heights. Sometimes I mention the story that I bought 25 years ago my computer 386. Many of you are in my age and you remember, and we are really impressed what is about the data this nice computer could run. If you see now what Microsoft will explain later on, that is really something that is now in this period, and we have a gigantic height of data we have. but it's not the amount of data that is the key for transformation, and we often discuss it in our exhibitor boards. It is the ability to interpret this data meaningfully and use it in a profitable way. That is so important. Everything you see in this fantastic trade show, it's all about competitiveness. We do it not for ourselves, it's not for fun, it's all for competitiveness in the industry. The solutions and the industrial transformation today are all networked. And everyone understood in the last 7 years, machines and systems communicate and exchange information autonomously, while software documents, monitors, and simulate. But it's not just about greater efficiency. Data is the door opener for machine learning and artificial intelligence. Therefore, we start now in the new era of artificial intelligence. At Hannover Messe, we are showing how machines, robots, production systems, and intralogistics processes can be transformed. Software solutions for flexible manufacturing and B2B platforms from industry will be represented by companies, and there are many of them are not exhibiting for so many years with us, but we are very proud to have them here with all their power they have. That is Amazon Web Services, Google, IBM, Intel, SAP, Siemens, of course, for a longer time, and we have Microsoft, and I'm really looking forward, Mr. Berlin, what you will explain on this new topic of digital ecosystem we have. The second aspect, 5G for industry. It's not only the data that is the driver of the industrial transformation, it's again the speed. And the speed and the next level with 5G, the new 5G mobile communication standard will create a new wave of innovation. After the first steps we did last year, and that was really fantastic, we did 5G in hall number 70 before 5G exists. Now we will do it again in hall number 3 and hall number 21, a functioning 5G network, and hopefully for the Hannover Messe 2021, we will have 5G in every hall available, because that is the logical next step of that, what we did for Industry 4.0. Again, real-time transmission of data can be seen, for instance, robots that work without cables. It sounds so easy, wireless, but if you see this, how the robots are able to move wireless, it's really fantastic. We will have autonomous guided vehicles that can be controlled in real time. "5G will give a boost in automation in manufacturing and intralogistics, especially in critical surroundings like in chemical plants. You will see at Hannover Messe the world premiere of the fastest HGV in the world from Fraunhofer in hall number 3, or the AI in the Logistic Forum, where experts will discussing how AI will change logistics with speakers from Fraunhofer, SAP, for example, and many more. And that is the reason in the new concept for Hannover Messe why we integrate the logistics. It's growing together again. There is speed in the air because you cannot really distinguish between manufacturing and logistics. That is together, and if you look on that, what is possible with 5G, there will be a boost in this area. CO2 neutral production, that is since 72 years the great advantage of Hannover Messe. Hannover Messe is really able to deliver answers of the up-to-date questions. And yes, of course, many industrial productions are energy intensive. And at the same time, resource efficiency, energy efficiency, and CO2 neutral production have been on the industry agenda for many years. In the last decade, with fantastic efforts, the environmental protection today is on the agenda, done in a great way, and today it's climatic change is the key challenge. Whether efficient and smart solutions in the field of energy, circular economy, or lightweight construction, resource conservation, energy efficiency, and process optimization are a result that not only counteracts climate change, but also brings economic success. And that is very important for our production here in Germany. We should see this change as great opportunity and not as a duty. One of the key messages of Hannover Messe 2020 is therefore that climate protection and sustainable industrial policy are inextricably linked together. Green hydrogen could be the solution for focusing on climate neutral technology. And one of the real hidden champions of Hannover Messe is the Hydrogen Fuel Cells Europe. Since 30 years, we have this topic in our trade show, and we are very proud to have in this year more than 200 exhibitors from all over the world. This is now, for this topic, Europe's largest platform. And it's perhaps a bit like we learn it in the Silicon Valley with startups. It takes some time that you have the hockey stick. And hopefully, hydrogen fuel cells, with all this discussion, we are now able to providing the technological visions for the economy we need in the future. In addition, the infrastructure for electromobility and the technologies required will also be a major topic in Hanover. Where else than in Lower Saxony? Everyone should look in hall number 27. In April, we have there the infrastructure. There is the Enercon producing renewable energy. We have there companies like JP Joule, and we have there a partnership with Volkswagen to show how to run the infrastructure to have really a master plan on e-mobility. And that is not a question of a car in Hannover Messe. Hannover Messe will show the infrastructure. One effect of digitalization, and that is sometimes tough for old economies and for long-standing business models. One effect of digitalization is the small ones can now do what previously only the big ones could. In regard to the startup scene, disruptive ideas and technologies are coming with a real impact. Whether AI-based software, virtual reality, sensor technology, smart materials, or intelligent energy solutions, tech startups from all over the world have to set out to shape the transformation of the industry. They are real challenges. And we are quite happy to have these 250 startups here in the new section, Future Hub. That is a global hotspot for research, development, and the startup. And we create there a new area around hall number 25, 24. And I feel that is only the beginning. And I'm convinced if we do this in a good way, we will have more and more startups, because startups are great, but they do not have one thing you need to be successful. I ask this often. They do not have connections. They are working in a closed room, working on an idea, and therefore a trade show is great for them to present this idea, and it's very attractive in a trade show because many investors and companies can see not only the idea, also the persons who are doing there the work. It's fantastic, and we will develop this quite quickly with young tech enterprises in Hannover Messe as startup area. Once again, content is a champion. We have more than 80 forums and conferences. And that is, again, a uniqueness of Hannover Messe. Next to all the exhibitors, next to the interactions between these different components and solutions, it's so important to have the possibility to discuss some things deeper and to have this in a neutral atmosphere. Therefore, we are quite happy to have the Industrial Pioneer Summit again this year on Wednesday. The focus will be AI. Artificial intelligence expert Toby Welch will hold the keynote. Then we have quite new in our Future Hub, and that is really our answer on the question how to develop the future. That is the transformation stage in hall number 25. That deal with big picture issues related to the industrial transformation like digitalization, mobility, and climate production. The program is already completed, booked with speakers. That's great. We ask who is willing to hold a presentation, and we are almost fully booked there. We have ABB, Huawei, Karlsruhe Institute for Technology, Pepperl & Fuchs, and the Phoenix Contact. And fantastic, and there a warm welcome to our partners from GMIS. we will have the Global Manufacturing Industrialization Summit. That will be organized very international here on Monday and Tuesday. The motto is glocalization, not globalization, glocalization. And it's really a great event that took place last year in Russia, and we will have it at co-located event with us here on Monday and Tuesday, and that brings us again more international attendances. There is Joe Kaeser from Siemens, keynote speaker, Arun Bansal from Ericsson, and Harald Kaiser from PwC. Then we have again here the Women Power Congress. It's again a great challenge to bring more women in engineering, and that took place here, hopefully again with more than 1,000 participants. 95% are women, women power, and that is special, a career congress for the specific questions we have here, and everyone is invited to participate. It's also a great platform for companies who want to get in contact with all the women power we have. Then we have again a global business and market that will take place this year in hall number 21, close to our partner country. That is also a great thing in Hannover Messe because there is a big need not only to talking about technology. There we have many countries, and we expect again more than 200 exhibiting organizations and more than 6,000 visitors here for the new market economies. Last but not least, partner country Indonesia. Dear Ambassador, I'm allowed to say Pakar Hawas. That means good friend Hawas. We met us quite often in the last 12 months, and it's really fantastic. And there also a big thank you to Marco Siebert, our Mr. Partner Country. He organized year by year's partner country, and he motivate our partner countries better than ever, because you really can expect a fantastic Indonesia here in Hannover Messe. Why we are so happy to have them with us? It's an impressive to see how Indonesia is on a clear path to innovation. The partner country 2020 is taking decisive steps toward Industry 4.0. You're the fourth in population largest economy in the world. You're a member of G20. You are the largest economy in ASEAN. Indonesia is expected to become the largest digital economy in Southeast Asia by 2020. I'm every time very expressed when you explain me how many people will have a smartphone next year who do not have one this year. In Germany, everyone has 3 smartphones at this time. We are the initiative Making Indonesia 4.0. The Indonesian government is providing incentives to introduce 4.0 technologies and the key industrial sectors. The government is doing significant investments into electromobility. That fits perfectly here to our show. And a special thank you that your president, Joko Widodo, will be here on Sunday and Monday together with Chancellor Merkel. And that is really so important for this global platform, Hannover Messe, to have this fantastic audience. And by the way, Hannover Messe is still so attractive. We have Mr. Altmaier, Mrs. Karliczek, Mrs. Baer all already confirmed their participation. We have the governors, Mr. Laschet, we have Mr. Günther, Mr. Kretschmann. That is for us, and we discuss that quite often with our exhibitors. Do really politicians buy technology on a trade show? And the exhibitors say that is one of the USPs of Hannover Messe, that we are able to get in contact with the politicians, and we are doing a lot with our staff to convince more and more politicians to be here. And sometimes in these interesting political times, it's good to explain them how the industry runs. I hope I convince you that the new concept of Hannover Messe 2020 with a very strong brand, Hannover Messe, with the topic industrial transformation, will open our eyes to the opportunities and to the possibilities we have here within the industry. We are very happy to have such a great partner country, and we are very thankful to have these exhibitors here with us. And once again, the logos we show, we are organizing the platform, the exhibitors are showing here the innovations. Thank you so much being with us. Thank you so much for the 41 exhibitors being with us here, explaining what you will show there in April.